Watch this movie, The Drama, and Zendaya's character says she wants to, or when she was a child, the reason why she lost hearing was because she wanted to shoot her school up, commit a mass shooting. And it kind of brings back a lot of memories because I was different and I spent a lot of time alone. People would sort of like test me. I remember this kid who thought he was a genius because he learned something about string theory. Uh, Trying to entice a psychological evaluation. Uh, there was another kid. He was a bit older. He thought he was intelligent too. And he was mentioning, like, I could just come here and shoot all these people when we're at a football game. And, like, somebody falsified a journal entry for me in the fifth grade, I remember. And my teacher approached me about it that said I wanted to hurt everyone. I chose to stay at that school. Like, I loved my class. Like, so, like, it's pretty fucking weird that people would do stuff like that to me. And, having the cops called on me, I'm always singled out. It's just because people just, I think they just don't like me. I don't really know what it is. And so I've always been a loner. Like, I've always helped in as many people as I can. But, I never get anything in return. I never expect anything in return. I just, like, want to be tolerated. And so, like, this aspect of why people do this to each other, like, it's because of you. Like, why are you calling the cops on me and making a false police report? Trying to ruin my life. It's the same thing as somebody trying to end yours. Like, you're trying to, what, put me in prison? You're trying to, what, ruin my reputation? Defamation? Somebody wrote that in my journal with my own handwriting. And I have suspicions of who did it. And, like, it was my father. That's when he got out of the hospital. And, and then, like, so they kept testing me throughout periods, I'm guessing, because of that shit. Like, yeah, I was a lonely kid, but I didn't hate people. I mean, technically I do say I hate people. I hate everybody, but be the change that you wish to see. Like, if you hate how you feel, try to better the world so that people don't have to ever feel like you again. And that can be a very positive thing or a very negative thing. And that's where I think all these shootings happen, is because these people think that they can change the world, but the truth is that they're not intelligent enough to know how to do it rationally to benefit everybody that they care so much about. So they care so much about people, right? That they then transition love into hate because our brains. I read some study that like love and hate on our brains are so entangled that we can't really differentiate the emotions. And that's why if you make a wrong choice in a relationship where you think you feel love, that if you make the wrong choice, you make a mistake, that it just turns to hate. There's like an impossible way to fabricate forgiveness. And in the movie, they talk about the worst things that they've ever done. I think probably the worst thing that I've ever done, I was young. I don't know. I brought a cat into the bathroom, and I was like 3 years old, so I didn't know any better. We didn't have any like child safety features and shit. And I covered it with like bleach and Clorox and all this other stuff. And I don't know. I think maybe I was trying to clean it. I don't really know. Anyway, the cat died because of it. And you don't know any better. You know, you sprinkle powdered sugar on something. A 3-year-old isn't going to know the difference between powdered sugar and like powdered fucking bleach or Clorox, whatever the fuck it was. I don't even remember. Some sort of cleaner. And other than that, the worst thing that I've ever done was ruin my relationship with Christina. You know, but like, I mean, I didn't even hurt the kid. I just picked him up and threw him into another couch and yelled at him. And he started crying. And, like, I grew up in such an environment where my parents would just yell at each other constantly. So that triggered a reflex. So I lost my bond with my uncle because he was deaf, basically, from, hunting. And he would talk very loudly. And then, what was my train of thought? So, like, loud noises can trigger me. I mean, yesterday there's this fucking truck just idling for like 4 hours. And I just want to be at peace here, Like, I just don't want to fucking harm anybody. I don't want to bother anybody. I want to be alone, at peace. But I do have the skill set, so I make sure that my neighbor's safe. If we have bears and whatnot, like, she's the first friend I've had in Colorado so far. Like, I'm trying to form like a friendship with her, so that she knows, like, if she needs help, I have the capabilities and the training that I can benefit her wellness. Like, and then you get the other neighbor. Like, I'm just checking perimeters, making sure that the bear is fully scared off. Because the other neighbor's afraid of their children having to encounter a bear. And then it's also an opportunity for them to train their children how to live around bears. And so, like, this guy, this fucking hippie that thinks he's, like, I don't know, fucking Buddha or something, objectifies me and profiles me as some sort of a threat that I'm dangerous because I have guns. and I'm trained well. But when shit hits the fan, I'm the person that you're gonna want around. Like, I'm selfless. Like, I've always been that way. And yet people still just target me. Like if I was evil, I can walk into a grocery store and I know how to like take like end everybody in there. My brain can track all sorts of targets instantaneously. But I'm not that person. And yet people still think I am. And it's always like, I just don't get it. Like, why do you always gotta single out some weirdo that's very talented and capable? And those are the people that harm you when they aren't smart enough to understand the difference. And so that's why these mass shootings happen. It's not the shooter, it's you. What are you doing to make yourself a target? So it's a bummer, right? Like, we can't get each other's backs. We pretend like we do, but we don't. You're just looking out for yourself. This is the truth. You think, like, I wear polo shirts and shit, and so does he, and oh my god, let's go play golf. And then, like, people that are ostracized look at you and they can't think of anything else to do. You're harming them inside, mentally. You're making them hate you so much that they would rather end your life and theirs. So how do you fix that? How do you fix that in society? The laws of free will are the closest thing I ever came to. Like, that should provide peace in the future if we can, inherently. Heard a click. I don't think it's anything. But, when you live in the mountains, your senses are so fucking heightened. You always have to be aware of your surroundings. You never know. Anyway, like, that's why it happens, I think. And sometimes people are just crazy and they just want to hurt people. There's really no excuse. Typically, I think the probability, though, is higher for them to just hurt themselves. So where does the ratio of suicide to mass shootings to shootings and suicide, what is like the fundamental psychological diversity that fabricates all these things? So we blame people for saying, hey, why don't you go kill yourself, or bullying till somebody kills themselves. But we blame the shooter who experiences the exact same trauma. I don't know. It's all very complicated psychology. It's something to address, maybe. Maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong, I don't know. All I know is that I thought I gave up on society when I was pulled over for a fake police report. And somebody needed their car pushed. They're stranded on the road. And my instincts just took over to pull over, help. So apparently that's me. You know, when the option's there, I just can't live with myself if I drive past and don't think twice. I can't live with myself. No matter how many people hate me, no matter that guy didn't say thank you. You know, like, no matter what, like, I'm still just gonna be the guy that is selfless, apparently. He tries to help anytime he can. And it's a weird topic talking about this, but you gotta analyze these things. What is it in the Tomorrow War? To be the best, and you have to think this, that you're willing to do what nobody else is. Now, what that means is that you're gonna, as a philosopher, talk about things and approach things that nobody else, that is like taboo in society, that nobody else wants to talk about or discuss. You have to approach so many things, because if we don't, laws become black and white, right? You know, they're extreme contrasts. And if you don't have the dynamics, humanity loses diversity. And so in the end, I think that's what we are trying to preserve, is diversity. And I've said that diversity is key, right? But I meant cognitive, intellectual diversity, not superficial diversity. And that's kind of what this country is a foundation of. Okay, I say kind of. It is. Anyway, I'm going back to my movie.